See you soon, Doc.
So soon. А, він, кстати, не док, каже. Він каже, последний раз він сказав Гань. Встретимся,
Alright.
пальцы. Да нихера не хорошо. Возобновите свою жизнь обычного подростка. Квест от бога. Возобновите свою жизнь обычного подростка.
Dad must have used that to haul away all those books from Doc's estate sale. I
Откроешь?
wonder if Biff finished the wax job on my 4x4.
А, селектором хомвойк. Я подумал сначала кодовый замок.
When did we get a bug zapper?
О, парень, добро пожаловать в будущее.
Hey, anyone home? There's something wrong with my key.
Потому что...
Please, not now. Tomorrow. Give me another day.
It's Marty, Dad. Open up.
Marty? No, that's impossible. Marty was run out of town.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Я же ушел только прошлой ночью. По времени
You saw me
вернулся
last
день.
night, Dad. Don't you remember Doc's estate sale, the DeLorean?
This is a trick. Go away.
Leave us alone! Haven't we suffered enough?
Mom,
What the fuck? Так черту твою бабу. Не знаю про копия. Ладно, попробую доказать, что это
it's
я.
Marty, Mom. Open up.
It sounds like Marty, but it must be a trick.
Mom,
Go away. Shame on you.
how can I convince you?
Tell me something only Marty would know.
Дайте мне
А.
список.
I've got a scar on my left knee.
From what?
Skateboarding down the courthouse steps when I was 12.
That's right.
Oh my lord, what are you waiting for, George? Let him in!
Что там вообще про... Нихера себе.
Stupid locks.
Marty! Oh my god, Dad. What happened to you?
What do you think happened, butthead?
Понятно.
Biff.
I thought we told you to stay out of town, shrimp.
Biff. Whatever's going on, I'm sure we can handle it.
О,
Reasonably. Who were they?
Like you don't know Cliff and Riff. What do you think we should do with them, baby bro? What we should have done years ago, big bro.
что-то здесь нету.
I'm gonna
Biggie.
enjoy this, McFly.
Wait, I'm trying to process here.
Ну,
What the hell did you do to my dad?
Your dad's been in that wheelchair since before you were born, butthead. And you better hope he has a spare, cause you're gonna need one in like 3 seconds.
Ooh, Biff! You better leave
Чё там
before my
происходит?
dad calls the cops.
The cops? We own the cops.
оп,
The Tanning
понятно.
Gang's the 5th most dangerous crime family in California. We got connections all over the place.
No way.
You don't believe me?
Biff, no!
Bang! Ha ha! Check it out.
To your family from mine, in gratitude for your continued service, JJ Valenti.
That's Don Valenti, godfather of the Sacramento mob. The 3rd most dangerous crime family in California. Ooh!
I got a question.
Ha ha ha!
Перемирие. Не, все-таки
Why are you
интересно.
guys so pissed at me?
You
Мне
don't
что-то интересно.
remember? You've really lost it, McFly. Think back. The thing with the manure truck.
А,
Which one?
который из них...
And another thing.
Зачем?
When did I get run out of town?
2 years ago. Don't you remember?
Зато
We
они
made a
тут...
deal that we'd go easier on your old man if you left. But now you're back, so the kid gloves can come off.
Опять свои
Tell me.
засек там.
How How long have you been coming down on my dad like this?
Ever since that school dance, when Georgie laid Biff out in the parking lot.
Понятно все это. Вот теперь к фильму,
Shut
короче,
up,
все
it's not
сходится.
funny. Someone messes with the Tannen family never lets him forget about it.
О, второму, на. Может их
Here's
так...
what I still don't understand. What about my mom? I mean, how did she end up with my dad?
Beats us. Guess she has a thing for losers. She could have had any one of us, but she went for old Gimpy McFly.
Не сработает. Нихера себе он прыгает.
Here's what I still don't understand. Why can't you pick on somebody else?
We do. We pick on lots of guys. It's kind of our thing.
Ну, вернуться давай. Кстати, от этого места зависит его реплики, чешу.
And another thing. What are you guys doing here anyway?
It's that time of the month. Time for Georgie to pay up. We usually take the payment in cash, but this month we can take it out of your hide.
Прикольно. И правда, от места зависят реплики.
Okay, but where do these other Tannins come from?
From a mommy Tannen and a daddy Tannen. It's called the birds and the bugs, butthead.
Присесть. А, надо было попасть по этому, понятно. Кстати, я не нарочно. Ну что за херня тут происходит в городе, кто мне расскажет?
Piece of cake.
I never should have let that floozy talk me out of rubbing out your grandfather.
Huh?
Ну да, этот... Тонни. Почему он не
Kid?
сел?
No one in Hill Valley messes with the Tannen family.
Да не умрешь ты. У него старость не в радость. На!
Marty, get in! This timeline's been compromised.
Да уже
I'm
заметили.
kidding.
У фільмі він же дав, типа... Так як Марти собирав книжку со всеми... Ой, со всеми датами... победе там в лотереях, за всем, и Кит узнал это. Я пропустил, в чем там реплика была. Семья, ты назовешь.
Jeez,
Чё?
rob the arcade?
We've got to go back to the day Kid Tannen was supposed to be arrested. Figure out what went wrong and fix it. Otherwise, you could be forever stuck in a town owned by the Tannins.
Not an option, Doc. Punch it.
Ну, все-таки не так быстро эпизод закончится, как я думал. Так вот, в фильме было связано с этой книжкой. По крайней мере, здесь мы видим, что пока это не так. И походу для него машина времени вообще не... Будет интересно, что сейчас произойдет. Вот the fuck. Что это за прибор?
Okay, Doc. Let's run through this again.
Sometime tonight, Kid Tannen is supposed to be betrayed by his mole, the singer named Trixie Trotter.
That hot babe I saw coming out of the speakeasy.
Exactly. When she does, history says Tannen will be arrested by a rookie cop by the name of Danny Parker.
Parker. Hey, do you think he's related to Jennifer Parker, my girlfriend?
Could be.
Heavy.
In any event, somehow we've changed history so that neither of these events happen.
Скорее всего, он в этот момент занимался ловом.
Generations of abuse at the hands of the Tannen crime family. You need to go back into Tannen's speakeasy, find out what's gone wrong, and get Kid
Это
Tannen
дедовый
arrested.
товарищ с машиной времени.
Let me just put on my hat and I'm good to go. Is the mustache really necessary?
It's essential. You can't let Kid know that you're the same troublemaker that foiled his attempt to kill me.
Are you sure you can't come in with me?
It's far too dangerous. You may be easy to disguise with your nondescript features, but ever since my daring escape from the police and the mob, my distinctive face has been plastered over every paper from here to Reno.
Nondescript.
I'll find a safe place to hunker down. That flop house ought to fit the bill. You can find me there if you need me.
А машину куда-то сховаешь. Ладно. Посмотрим, что мы можем замутить. Идите в подпольный бар. Единственное, что мне сейчас интересно, что это за херня. Панель управления.
Huh, looks like Emmett's been busy.
Время от времени терял, да. Кстати, по-моему, в фильме что-то тоже была с маскировкой. Надо пересмотреть, бо я так и не передивився.
Pardon me, sir. From the way you're dressed and your general aura of seediness, I can infer only one thing. You're heading for Tannen's speakeasy. Am I right?
Конечно, да. Что я еще могу тебе сказать?
Yeah. Can't you tell me the way?
Down. Straight down. The last stop before the inferno. Unfortunately, I don't have the power to stop you, but I beg you to tarry here a few more seconds and listen to my song.
Не.
Me.
Э,
You'll save, lost your
Yeah.
self-respect, but you should care. What in heaven's name?
Oh, sorry, Miss Strickland. Just a little experimental prototype gone momentarily awry.
Mr. Brown, why is there a
Почему он
dog in
создает
that
машину
vehicle?
времени
Why? Well, to advance the
Не,
human
ну казалось, что
condition,
это
of course.
нескольколетнее его
Hello,
изобретение.
Harry.
Harry? Mr. Callahan, what are you doing in that getup?
I'm going to a masquerade for charity.
How exciting! You'll have to give me an exclusive sometime. Right now, I've got some souls to save.
And you'll have to get an eyeful of my newest experiment.
You're not angry about the rocket drill?
Water over the bridge. I've moved on to bigger and better things. Come by the gazebo when you get a chance. I'll be setting up. You won't believe what Einie and I have been up to.
Famous last words. All right. Now where's that speakeasy?
Так чертов Варм не заинтересовало его новое изобретение.
Harry, you're just in time.
А, Эйнштейна він же тут забил.
So, thanks for watching Einstein while I've been away.
It's been a pleasure. He's proven to be a surprisingly willing test subject.
Испытание, бедная
Almost as if
собака.
he's been working with me for years.
More like decades.
Похоже, более 10. Как поживал. А тут прошло
What's the
пару
story
дней.
with the little car and all this equipment?
Einstein and I are conducting a few experiments with this 1/4 scale model to work out a few hitches in my planned demonstration at the Hill Valley Expo in a couple of months.
A radio-controlled car?
No. Well, yes, but there'll be so much more than that. It will amaze the world.
Що
Have
за
you been,
машина
Emmett?
таке не кажуть?
I know I haven't seen you in a couple of months.
I'm great, and I owe it all to you.
Really?
Yes,
Отсюда
that
сказал,
argument I
походу.
had with my father during our jet drill experiment gave me the incentive to finally quit that dreary court job. I've committed myself full-time to a life of science.
А почему ты не в гараже?
Aha! Got it!
Got what?
I'll show you.
Давай, мне интересно.
Ready to go, Einstein?
Бедный Эйнштейн. Может, его все-таки спасти как-то еще? Можно.
Watch this.
Но штука интересная.
When this baby hits 23 miles per hour, you're gonna see
20, надо 88. Можно сказать ему сразу. А, нихера себе, он уже создал летающую херню.
Einstein!
No!
Get him out of there!
Not to worry. I've got a fail-safe eject mechanism around here someplace.
Это святой рычаг.
See?
Можно.
Nothing to worry about.
Nothing.
По-моему, сейчас куда-то рухнет. Ну, собаку эвакуировали довольно успешно, в принципе.
I'll go see if I can find something to help. Or someone.
Так, ну давай на члешку сходим. На шифте. Без шифта бежит. Сам. Док, там Эйнштейна надо спасти. Забавно.
Hey,
Переход
Doc,
по локации.
how's the room?
It's a little cleaner than I would have imagined for a Depression-era flophouse. How are your investigations going?
Where'd you park the DeLorean?
I hid it in the DeSoto lot. Nobody's buying cars these days, so it should be safe in there.
Hey, who did burn down Tannen's original speakeasy anyway?
I still don't know. I'd really like to find out before we go home.
Вернемся.
I never did get a straight answer about why you came back to 1931 in the first place.
It's, personal. When this is over, I'll tell you all about it.
I'm gonna hold you to that, you know. Why didn't you tell me I'd run into your younger self tonight?
Because I don't remember being out here tonight. Clearly, your interactions with my younger self 2 months ago have slightly altered my personal timeline. I never had the nerve to perform public experiments like he's doing. No matter, those experiments will be forgotten once I've seen Frankenstein.
Frankenstein?
Yes! Right now, my younger self is fiddling around down there with rocket propulsion systems for his demonstration at the expo.
The thing that'll kick off your scientific career.
Exactly. Now, the rockets are a horrible idea, and I'll soon realize that they'll never work. But eventually, I'll wander into that movie theater and see Frankenstein and clear my mind. I've kept the ticket stub from that movie in my wallet ever since. See?
Why?
Because it's during this movie that I'll have the inspiration for my breakthrough at the expo.
It doesn't have anything to do with reanimating the dead, does it?
Not the way you're thinking, no. But during that famous scene when Colin Clive turned the wheel that raised that shrouded figure into the tower, and that bolt of lightning struck, well, let's just say more than one brain was reanimated that night.
Emmett's not having much luck getting Einstein off the courthouse.
I'm not surprised. Einstein's a smart dog, but heights give him the willies.
What can we do?
I've got it.
What?
Just get my younger self distracted, and I'll handle the rest.
Давай сделаем. Так. Ну давай насчет Трикси, что там еще
I
можно?
haven't really made any progress with Trixie yet.
Well, get out there and make some. If she doesn't blow the whistle on Kid tonight, he may never be brought to justice.
Why are Tannins always such jerks anyway?
It's hard to say. Rogue, Neanderthal genes in their DNA, perhaps.
Хотя не так это смешно, как кажется. Так, ну и объясни мне.
Can you explain all this? I'm confused.
It's very simple. In the original timeline, Timeline A, the speakeasy arsonist was never caught, creating one of Hill Valley's enduring historical mysteries.
Okay.
When I traveled back to 1931, I created Timeline B, in which I was misidentified as the arsonist and subsequently killed by Kid Tannen's goons. Einstein came with me, and somehow he ended up in the DeLorean when its failsafe mechanism triggered, sending it back to 1986.
Which is where I came in.
Precisely. You traveled back to June 14th, 1931,
See ya.
creating
Спасибо.
Timeline C, a world in which Carl Sagan wasn't rubbed out by Kid Tannen. But Arthur McFly was served with a subpoena.
And shot by Kid Tannen's goons.
Yes. So you jump back in time 6 hours, creating Timeline
Нихера
B,
себе, сколько я нажал
saving your
тень. Вот
grandfather's
вам и
life,
теория
somehow preventing Kid Tannen from meeting his date with justice.
Which is why the Tannins were so powerful when we jumped back to 86.
Uh-huh. So now we've returned to August of 1931, creating Timeline E, in which, fingers crossed, we'll send Tannen to prison where he belongs. Got it?
Sure.
Good.
One question.
What?
Can you explain all this? I'm confused.
Конечно, конец его до канала.
Just
Так,
keep your
ладно.
head low, Doc. I'll be back soon.
I'll keep an eye out for your grandfather.
Что там потрошиться? Не, ну типа елка оставится. А мне влом этим заниматься. Поэтому я просто за компом сижу в этот момент. Кинотеатр. Так, ладно, давайте спасем собаку. Спасти собаку проще. О, сейчас мы.
Don't worry, Emmett. I'm sure you'll get it right someday.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Right now, I'm more concerned with Einstein.
Молодец. Расскажи мне о Паркере. Расскажи мне о Трикси. О! Давайте начнем с конца.
Have you seen that Frankenstein movie yet? I hear it's pretty inspirational.
Not yet. I've been so busy with my rocket car that I haven't found the time. But I'm planning on going tonight. At least I will once I get Einstein down.
Вот и начнется у него конец. А ну.
So you're really going to see Frankenstein tonight? I'd hate for you to miss it.
Oh, don't worry. Nothing in the world would keep me from seeing a movie about a mad scientist with delusions of godhood.
Cool.
Так. А что
Know
не
anything
надо?
about Trixie Trotter?
The songbird of the Sierras, the nightingale of the north, the floozy of the foothills. Never heard of her. And I've definitely not speakeasy to listen to her.
Да, конечно.
You know anything about Trixie Trotter?
The songbird. Never heard of her. Listen to her.
Так, что там еще? Паркер.
Do you know anything about Officer Danny Parker?
My pop says he's a good cop when he's not drinking.
Good.
Of course, now I hear he drinks all the time.
Понятно. Короче, надо сейчас заставить его не выпить вечером.
What's up with you and Edna? A couple months ago, I could swear she was making goo-goo eyes at you.
That was before my father had her stay sober society meeting thrown out of her house. Now she takes every opportunity she can get to snipe at me and my work. It's very distracting.
Нормально.
What went wrong with your rocket car?
I'm not entirely sure. As soon as we get Einstein down, I'm gonna go look for it.
А, то есть машину куда-то уже...
Why don't you take a break from Einstein Patrol for a minute? Maybe go see a movie or something.
Thanks for the offer, Mike. When once Emmett Lathrop Brown sets his mind on a task, nothing can distract him from his purpose. And right now, that purpose is rescuing your dog.
Так.
Why don't you take a break from Einstein something?
Thanks for his purpose.
Why don't you go look for your car now?
And leave Einie stuck on a ledge? Never! Dogs are car, especially one that doesn't work at all.
Так. Сходи, фильм повтыкай. А я спасу пса. Ба-ба-ба-ба. Сколько реплики все.
So you're really going to see Frankenstein tonight for you to miss it?
Oh, don't worry. Of God.
Cool.
Ладно, пока с этим мы...
Well, I'll go off and see if I can get some help.
You do that. I'll stay here and see if I can think of a way.
Собачка, собачка, собачка. Можно
Don't touch
что-то?
those. They're very
О!
sensitive.
Sorry.
Но он сразу же прибегает, окажи машины. Неважно. Стоп, яка вывеска? А, херня. Правда, она отсюда.
Don't touch those. They're very sensitive.
Sorry.
Да ладно, дай я понажимаю этот рычаг, нажму, то вот машина сразу появится. А, понятно. Да, кстати, вот поэтому я не могу зайти. Как ни странно, я не могу. Что? Станция спасения.
Donate to the clock tower fund. What's wrong with the clock tower? It's not broken, is it?
Not in the slightest.
Whew.
It's just painfully drab. I'm raising funds to commission a sculptor to place a couple of handsome ornamental statues on either side of the clock face. Something
там
to
не циферблат,
inspire the
хотя
citizens to
циферблат.
do their civic duty.
А часы
Something
сломаются
like
скоро.
lions?
Or gargoyles. You can't beat a good gargoyle.
Да, смогу стоять. Так. Брошюры.
What's all this?
These are my pamphlets, laying out in scientific detail the horrors visited upon those who succumb to the temptations of alcohol.
Lost Fortnight.
I am particularly fond of that one. It tells the true life tale of Johnny, who woke up in a pile of his own sick, completely unable to remember the previous 2 weeks
Это
of
надо
his
так
life.
14, 2 недели.
Heavy.
Actually, the pamphlets are quite light. See?
Ладно, что сейчас
Hey,
не
Edna.
можно сделать?
Mr. Crockett, what can I do for you?
Отвлеки этого. Давай вот так глянем.
What's going on with you and Emmett? The last time I saw you, you seemed to be kinda interested in him.
That was before I belatedly realized that his agreement to host my Stay Sober Society was a clever ruse to ferry barrels of hooch to his so-called laboratory.
Sorry about that.
Now his very presence fills me with an irrepressible urge to pick at his philosophical and intellectual foundations with every tool in my vocabulary.
So you're not dating?
Dating? The mere thought of romantic involvement with that undisciplined techno-anarchist is preposterous.
Good.
Техно-анархист. Черт, тут еще реплик дофига. Ладно, пошли по...
What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
Saving people from alcohol,
Я даже играл бы,
vice,
наверное,
and
пропускал бы.
disorder. And also keeping a lookout for hot stories. You'd be surprised how much news breaks on this corner.
Да.
Broken any stories tonight?
Only the usual. Mayor Thomas trying to slink out of the speakeasy. Frankie Needles crashing his car into a fire hydrant. Nothing that'll get me the front page.
What was
Пропустим
that
пока.
song you were singing earlier?
Do you like it? I wrote it myself. It really gets the toes tapping at the Stay Sober Society meetings. Although I suppose that could be the shakes. Would you like to hear it again?
Не. Спасибо.
Maybe later.
I'll be here all night.
Всю ночь. А спать ты когда думаешь, Эдна?
What's Kid Tannen been up to for the last 2 months?
Didn't you hear? It was in all the papers.
I've been, traveling.
Well,
Ну
the
да.
feds were all set to arrest Tannen on tax evasion charges. Seems they'd gotten Tannen's books from his accountant.
I heard something about that, yeah.
Well, the
Отлично.
accountant disappeared, unsurprisingly. But the feds still thought they had a case. After all, they still had the books, right?
Right.
Wrong. The day before the trial, the books up and vanished right out of the court's evidence locker.
О,
Lots of fingers were pointed, but honestly, the whole town's so corrupt that it could have been anyone. Court clerks, cops, janitors.
понятно. Вот такая херня.
So Kid's walking around free?
Free, clear, and laughing it up in his new speakeasy. The feds want to bring a case up against him, but without those books, they've got nothing.
Понятно, отчеты надо шукать.
You know, you seem pretty, passionate about Emmett. I mean, considering that you don't really like him and all.
I'm passionate about everything, Mr. Callahan, even my loathing.
Я даже не знаю,
Can't
что
be brought up on other
скомментировать.
charges like, say, running a speakeasy?
In a perfect world, yes, but no one in town seems to care about prohibition anymore. The feds are only interested because of the lost tax revenue.
Значит, вернем налоговое отчисление.
Do you know anything about Officer Danny Parker?
Parker? Just another soul lost to the twin vices of
Ну, понятно.
booze and despair. I've asked him to tell me his story for my column, sort of a cautionary tale, but he's never in the mood to talk to me.
Давай
Wouldn't
этой
happen to
бабе
know
узнаем.
anything about Trixie Trotter, would you?
Kid Tannen's latest
Интересного
conquest?
чего-то.
Well, she claims to be a lounge singer from Seattle, but my sources in Washington have never
Так
heard
и
of
назову
her.
мочу прохождение.
Trixie Trotter. What kind of name is that?
Назад в будущее. Что-то она там сказала про Трикси, я пропустил, но не важно. Вы же читаете, надеюсь.
I was about to
О,
ask
отличная
you
озвучка
the same
была, вовремя.
question.
Me?
Don't play coy with me. I may not have any journalistically acceptable proof, but I know you had a hand in Carl Sagan's daring escape from the authorities.
Да ладно, он там не при делах, наверное.
Didn't you think that Sagan was innocent?
I used to, but after he escaped, 2 more speakeasies were torched in Colfax and Georgetown.
That's just a coincidence.
Coincidence? Or is our friend Carl a serial arsonist?
Боже мой, вот это совпадение так совпадение. Не, ну если, конечно, Док и правда со скуки начал поджигать все, что
What
движется.
have you got against dogs, anyway?
They're smelly, rude, completely unable to take care of themselves, and frankly, they're not very bright. If I had my druthers, dogs would be banned from public places.
Harsh.
It's a harsh world, Mr. Callahan.
Не, баба противная. Ладно, давайте про историю.
Hey, I got a hot lead for you.
Oh? What is it?
Артур Марко. Ну давай.
Young scientist strands dog on courthouse roof.
What?
Look over there.
Oh, for goodness sake. Mr. Brown.
Please, Miss Strickland, not now. Can't you see I've got a rather delicate
Dog,
situation
давай,
on my
давай,
hands
Dog.
at the moment? My trial run.
Trial run? Public hazard, I call it. And I'm sure my editor will agree. This scientific enterprise of yours represents a
Ау.
clear and present danger to public
You know what
safety.
represents a clear and present danger
Давай,
to public
давай.
safety?
По-тихому
Your singing
прорывай.
voice.
There's no need to get personal, Mr. Brown.
Believe me, I have no intention of getting personal with you.
I'm relieved to hear it. Flying cars, of all the ridiculous
You
juvenile
Yes,
mock me,
please.
but just imagine a world in which traffic jams and car crashes are a thing of the past.
I might be more inclined to listen
Вот
to
так
you
она
if
его и
your
людей
maiden
видят.
voyage
Или
hadn't
точнее, наоборот,
ended in a
замечают.
crash on one roof and a stranded dog on another.
I'm working on getting him down.
Так что может случайно много в жизни
Tiny,
больше, чем
how'd
люди
you get
видят.
down?
И тем более
Clever dog.
рассказывают.
Well, fortune favors you tonight, but I warn you to be more careful in the future.
Now, how to get that rocket car back down?
Теперь машину спустить. Так на тяге попробуй спустить. Так.